What is up, Terps fans? Welcome into another Fear the Podcast. I'm Matt Maderno. Pleased to be joined here by another member of Team Shell Shock. We've got Kent Auslander, also a former Terp player himself. Kent, you guys are doing great work with Shell Shock. You're into the Elite Eight here. So congrats, and thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it, Matt. Yeah, no, happy to be a part of it. It's been a blast. Obviously, winning the first 3 games, winning our region was awesome. And hopefully we can keep it going.
You never know what to expect going into something like that. I'm sure, new team, new faces, all these kinds of things. So winning your first 3 games, you can't do much better than that. So I guess you talked about it a little bit there, but just how's this experience been for you so far?
Definitely been new. The biggest thing is you have a group of guys who don't really play together at all. Like maybe some guys are former teammates back at Maryland, but otherwise it's like 10, 12 guys who don't have much experience playing with each other. They don't know each other's tendencies. And you have to kind of put the pieces together and mold a team that functions as one, right? And, there's been some hiccups, definitely those first couple of games. You see, we're not as organized offensively as we want to be. But I think, the more games we've won, the more we've gotten to practice with each other, the more clean and crisp we've been. So it's definitely putting together a puzzle, but it's been good.
That first half of that last game, I thought there were some things clicking there too that you guys were looking to see. And it seemed like there's been a really good half on each side of the ball in each of these games here. And you guys are due for a full game, I would think, here pretty soon. So your brother John Auslander, also a Terp, on the coaching staff here. How cool is this for you guys to get to do this together? I know you've coached together before, but just to get the band back together here a little bit.
Oh, it's great. I mean, him, and Coach Dixon had a lot of fun at Coppin. We've all been close. We've known each other for years. I actually met Coach Dixon when I was at Maryland as well. So we've all known each other. Obviously, I know my brother my whole life. And to be able to coach with people that you're close with like that and actually have a good rapport with, like we're able to, bounce ideas off each other, and there's no egos involved, right? Like we're all going to trust each other. And I'm lucky enough to know them. Those guys have so much knowledge. Coach Dixon played in the NBA, played for a long time, has coached for a while now. My brother probably is the smartest basketball mind that I know. So to be able to learn from those guys, it's been great. And yeah, us working together works really well just because we've been so close for so long.
In addition to playing at Maryland, you played at Coppin State for your brother and Juan Dixon. So which is more fun, those guys coaching you or getting to coach with them?
Well, I would say player first. I just because I love playing.
Sure.
I had so much fun playing at Coppin. We had some good times there, but coaching has been great as well. I enjoy both. And the amount of success that we had. I mean, we had some good success at Coppin when we were there. It's really, really hard to win there. The budget and everything, the way that you have to play a ton of money games and buy games, it's really, really difficult. And we had a year where we tied the record for non-conference Division I wins there. We had a year where we won the regular season in the conference. We had a year we made the championship game for the tournament in the conference. Like we had success there, and it was a lot of fun doing that. And it's been great to be able, after a couple of years, get back together and kind of, it feels like old times. That's what we were saying during that stint at JMU. We're like, this is like old times. We're talking about ideas and figuring out adjustments and stuff like that. It's been a blast.
That's probably got to be the fun of it, right? Like just the strict X's and O's and how to solve a problem and fit pieces together, on short notice like that. That's probably something basketball junkies really appreciate too. So look like you guys are having fun out there. Trusted source told me that you are basically the secret weapon. Oh, you're muted there, Kent. Sorry. You're gotta click that. There we go.
Did I lose you there for a second?
Yeah, it meant muted for just a second there.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. Oh yeah, learning about who the players are too. That was a big part of it. Like even though the players don't really know each other that well, we had to kind of learn about some of the players too and figure out where those puzzle pieces fit. So just those meetings, like they took hours, to be honest, to figure out, all right, where do we want each player? Where do we see them fitting in the roster and things like that. So
I heard from a secret trusted source here that you're the secret weapon on the coaching staff here. You're the guy doing the scouting, the game plan, a lot of the video breakdown, a lot of the in-game adjustments here. Obviously, it's a loaded coaching staff here, but that's some high praise from somebody who knows the game here pretty well. So what would you kind of explain? How would you explain your role on this coaching staff?
Yeah, so it started with, since I played for Coach Dixon, I coached with Coach Dixon before, I knew all the principles and things, like the ways that he wanted to play and how he wanted our guys to play. So it made sense for me to kind of be in charge of that stuff. But yeah, no, I've been cutting the film for our games, cutting the film for our opponents, scouting how we kind of want a game plan. And coach does give me a lot of leeway with kind of decision making, right? I'll bring him, here's what I think we should do. A lot of the time he agrees with it and he says, all right, let's go with that. Sometimes he'll say, maybe we should do it this way. And that's cool too. But yeah, a lot of the time he kind of says, hey, what do you think will work best? And I'll give him my opinion and we'll kind of roll with it. And then adjustment wise, I mean, all the coaches have input for that stuff. Like at halftime, we will kind of get together before we even talk to the team, say, hey, like, do we need to change lineup stuff? Do we need to change who's guarding who? Do we need to change coverages? Stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, pretty much every time out, me and coach are bouncing ideas off each other. Hey, do we need to do this? Do we need to go small? Do we need to, change our pick and roll coverage to switch everything or to something else? Regardless, like he does give me a lot of power with that. And I appreciate everything that, he lets me do. And luckily we've had success with the stuff so far. So
These half times are really short in TBT
mhm.
games, it feels like. I don't know, maybe regular college games are too long for you guys and you don't want them sitting around too long, but is it
Yeah.
enough time to really make all the adjustments you'd want to make and switch things up and get the guys to kind of understand why and bought in?
It can be difficult for sure. I mean, we only get a few minutes to really talk with those guys,
Mhm.
but you kind of have to rely on their, professional backgrounds at times, right, to understand maybe some adjustments that we might try to make that we haven't practiced as much because we only practiced for like a week before
Yeah.
this thing, and so like maybe we want to do something that we haven't practiced, but you kind of hope they've done at some point in their careers,
Mhm.
and kind of rely on that, and that's why sometimes it's not always as clean,
Sure.
but you kind of have to take those chances with it. It's all you can really do unless you've been practicing for a couple months before this thing. So
I know you guys didn't solely put the roster together here. There's a lot of people involved, but was that
mhm.
a thought, part of the thought process of, hey, we don't have a lot of time to put things in. We want guys that are really knowledgeable, have a lot of experience in a lot of different, like if someone's played overseas for 7 years in 7 different countries, over that time, they've probably played a lot of different styles and they can
Yeah,
pick up a lot of different things quickly. Does that make that job easier when you got, versatile seasoned pros like this?
definitely. Yeah, no, and those guys have seen it all, right? If you've been playing for 7, 8, 9 years, you've played in so many different systems that you've picked up stuff along the way. Something
Mhm.
else that we did that we think helped with that is we've got a couple of our copping guys that we coach
Yeah.
as well, and those guys know our principles like the back of their hand. They played in it.
Mhm.
And when you have a couple of guys that know what they're doing, they can help guys like talk guys through. Maybe they're explaining it to them as well. And it's not like it's almost like there are extra coaches out there that can see and help guys adjust and pick up things faster. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Without giving too much behind the scenes here, like what are those core principles? You talked about, what Coach Dixon wants to do and how he wants to play. Can you explain a little bit for us, like the things you're trying to do out there, the guiding principles?
definitely, yeah. So our defensive principles, we're big, no middle, no paint team. We like to ice everything on the sides, which means like any pick and rolls, we're going to try to push teams towards the sideline. That
Mhm.
was something that was big for us at Coppin, and we're still doing with this team a lot of the time. And then we switch in a certain way. We call it high staying high. Without going into too much details, that's something that not everybody does, and it can throw opponents off, kind of take them out of their offense. That's big for us, is to kind of force teams to play our way. We want to dictate it
Sure.
with our defense and take them out of their stuff. And then offensively, we like to play free. He likes to be a big 5 out, flow, play with each other,
Mhm.
not have set exact guidelines for what to do, but just almost like rules to play by that you guys are kind of have some freedom in. And we feel like that works well with these pros because most of them, playing so long, like we said, understand how to play. They understand different reads that they can make. And us just kind of giving them that freedom to play within that has worked so far. We see if we got 3 more games left in us. So.
I mean, this is absolutely no disrespect to the guys you coached at Coppin, but you weren't bringing in five-star guys, and the talent level is different than the guys you're coaching here now. Are there things you're able to put in place here that a Diamond Stone can run that maybe, the big at Coppin wouldn't have been able to do or something like that?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, you got guys that are, we're usually bringing guys in at Coppin, 6'3" wings versus now our wings are
Right.
6'7", 6'8". And you got a big like Diamond who can post up, but he also can shoot it from 30 feet.
Yep.
And yeah, like guys like that, you just don't get it Coppin, right? Those guys are top 100 going to high majors the majority of the time. So yeah, it opens up your playbook a little bit. It allows you to have more freedom to, post it if you want to. We didn't post it a ton at Coppin, but now, I mean, guy like that, you want to give the ball to on the block, you're gonna have some success with it. So yeah, it definitely frees you up for giving you more options that you would have. You have to be a little bit more rigid when you don't have all those tools available to you. But yeah, no, it's been great to be able to coach talented guys like that.
Is there anything you guys would have wanted to put in that there's just not enough time to do? Like, hey, this would take way too long, even with seasoned guys, that we don't even want to try that?
I don't think necessarily. Maybe just being a little bit more detailed with our defensive stuff because
Mm,
it can take time to pick up. Even with our Coppin teams, it could take even a few games or with a full off season to build
mhm.
for it to kind of really get a rhythm for what we want to do. And it just wasn't enough time to be as detailed with our defensive stuff. So that would be the main thing. But offensively, we feel like we can kind of put in what we need to with these guys.
That's awesome. You're just coming from practice, which sounded like it went well. Can you talk a little bit about what the preparation is like for this next opponent? Like, you played three teams in pretty short order there coming up. You've had a little bit of a break here. Does that allow you guys to go a little deeper into the scouting report here? And are you guys walking through with your players like each of the matchups here? Or like how detailed can you be with these guys in a short amount of practice time too?
Yeah, it's been a great luxury to be able to prepare for these guys with some extra week of practice because they play super hard. They are, they're best Virginia, so they're like press Virginia. It's
Right.
it's a lot like West Virginia's college team where they're going to be in your face, 94 feet, super high pressure in you, and you have to be able to deal with that. And to only have a day off like we had at JMU, that would have been really, really hard to
Yeah,
prep
for sure.
for. So these 5 days that we've had, we've been able to, work against pressure and also be able to work against their specific sets. With only one day in between, we can talk about other team sets,
Mhm.
but it's hard to these guys are professionals, but they've been playing for a while. You don't want to overtax their
Yeah,
bodies,
sure.
so it's hard for us to really like practice against other team sets. But again, having this time, we are able to work against that stuff so that when we see it in the game, we're prepared. And West Virginia, they're really well coached. They run their stuff. They're crisp. They execute really, really well. So if we weren't prepared for it, I feel like we would be in a really tough spot. So having these extra days has been great.
Looks like maybe a little more explosive offensively than you'd think of the traditional Bob Huggins era West Virginia teams
Mhm.
here. Any specific guys Maryland fans or Shell Shock fans should be, like keeping an eye on or looking out for? Is there somebody you guys have identified of like, hey, this is the kind of guy you have to stop?
Yeah, I mean they've got some really really good players. Reese is great. Johnson's really really good. Trey Mitchell's a guy that is extremely difficult to guard. The guy
Mhm.
can step out and shoot it really well. He shoots it at a very high rate. But if you try to, switch with him and put smaller guys on him, he'll take them right into the post. And he's got skill down there. He can make moves. He's strong. So he'll put our guys in the basket if we try to put a smaller guy on him. So gives us that could give us some trouble. But I mean, those are probably the three main guys to look out for. But they've got a great team. They as a team, that pressure that they put on you can be really, really difficult. So it's definitely something that we have to be focused on the entire game. We have to be diligent. Like you can't relax and think that they're just going to let us play because they are going to try to pressure you, and if you're not ready for it, it can crack. So
I would say just given some of the point guard injuries you guys had, like full court press breaking was probably not the strength of this group, out in Harrisonburg. This team is definitely going to pressure you, like you said. Have you guys been able to figure some different things out? Like maybe some of the bigs bring the balls up, or any other wrinkles we should expect to see here from Team Shell Shock for this particular matchup?
we've got a couple of things that we've talked about. So, I mean, at Coppin, we have a press break that we were pretty confident in.
Nice.
So we feel good about what we want to do to attack it. I don't want to give too much
Yeah,
away,
totally understand.
but we do have a plan for it. So we'll see if it works. But we do have a plan.
Cool. Love that. All right. You said it there, but just to recap for folks, the game is against Best Virginia. It's a WVU alumni team. Not a ton of West Virginia alums on this actual roster here. So Maryland fans might not know all the names, but you mentioned a couple guys to pay attention to there. The game is at 6 p.m. on Monday. The game is on Fox Sports 2. So folks can definitely go check that out. A couple last questions for you, Ken, then I'll let you get back to it. Two of your former teammates at Maryland are on this roster here in Varun Ram and Diamond Stone. What's that like being reunited with those two guys? And I don't know, are they giving you a hard time at all, or are these guys they taking the coaching well?
No, they've been great. I actually played with LG
Oh,
Gill
that's
as
right.
well.
Gotcha.
I ended up redshirting that year just because of injury, but I actually played with him too. They've been great. I mean, they've listened to what I say. They've allowed me to coach them. They definitely will give me a hard time, especially Diamond.
Uh,
He loves to joke around a
needling you a
little
little
bit.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But no, it's been great. They've been receptive. And honestly, it's just great to see those guys. I haven't really seen them since college, so I didn't know what to expect. But it's been great getting to coach them, and all of them have been a great part of us having success. So
I think you were a fan favorite of getting in games while you were at Maryland. Varun is another one of those guys. So for Maryland fans out here, you got to get our guy in one of these games here. Can you pull a couple strings, talk to some people there for us, and get him a couple minutes?
I'll see what I can do. I'll
All
see
right.
what I can do.
Cool. So you're also the head coach at Clark County High School in Northern Virginia. Has there been anything you've learned from this experience that you think will help you as a coach moving forward, or wrinkles you want to add into your own coaching scheme here for the next upcoming season?
I think the main thing is I actually have learned some good ways of putting in sets to help guys learn
Hmm.
it
Okay,
because we had to get these guys to learn so quick that I feel like there's some things that I could do practice wise to help my guys pick some stuff up a little bit faster and be more crisp with it. That's probably the main thing that I've learned.
that's cool. Well, to recap for anybody listening to this who hasn't caught any of the previous episodes related to Team Shell Shock here, you guys are not getting paid a lot or at all. Really, you're doing this as a labor of love to give back to the university and because you love the game.
Mhm.
So Kent, thank you from Terps fans for doing what you guys are doing. It's been fun to watch. It's great having summer basketball, first of all, but just having something to pour a little Maryland pride into is awesome. So thank you and good luck on Monday night.
Much appreciated, man. Thank you. Hopefully, we can get three more. And thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Go get that $1 million here. I think that would make Terps fans very happy. We're due for another title,
No
and
doubt.
whatever way it comes, we'll be happy to see it.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, everybody. You know the drill. Like I said, check this out 6 p.m. Monday night, and hit that like button for us if you're watching on YouTube. Rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff. And hopefully, we'll have another one of these before Shell Shock's next win, and we can keep this thing going. Until then, fear the podcast.